If you're doing a 9x12 postcard, or if you want to do a 9x12 postcard, I have a little idea I just wanted to share with you in this video. A hack, if you will, something that might actually open the market up and make it a little easier for you to get clients. But before I jump in, if you like this video, if you like this kind of content, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment. I'd love to hear from you. All right, so we're talking about these big 9x12 postcards, and generally these have different size ads that is highlighting something that business wants to promote on a postcard via direct mail to an audience of several thousand people. Now, in my own experience of doing this 9x12 postcard campaign, I found that smaller businesses had a harder time with the fee, even though it was a really good deal and it was significantly cheaper to get them on a group postcard rather than have them do their own postcard. The cost was still enough that, you know, they're probably thinking, is this really worth the risk? You know, I'm still putting out a few $100s. Is this something that's really worth doing? And obviously the benefit of a 9x12 postcard is you're getting a larger number of businesses to participate. So instead of having one business on a card, you have, you know, anywhere from 16 to 20 generally that you can fit, you know, based on the ad sizes. So full disclosure, I have not tried either of these methods. I'm sharing this for informational purposes, and I'm actually going to be including both of these templates that I'm about to show you with my other template that you can access in the description below. So if you're interested in grabbing these templates, check that out. But it ultimately comes down to the more businesses that you can get involved in something, the cheaper you can offer that service to them. So think of it like insurance or other businesses like that, where the more people that participate, the bigger that participation is, the lower you're able to make those costs. And it's the same with this postcard. So let's go ahead and switch over to my Canva view here for a minute. And this is just to give you kind of an idea. This is a little worksheet that I put together for each of these. But so this particular one, let me show you the template first. This is a business card template. So imagine if you were able to just take a bunch of business cards and put them on a postcard and send that out to people so that you're just getting that information in front of an audience. So this is an idea to add more businesses to a card. So on this design, because we're using Got Print, we have to leave these two spots here for postage. So I just did something kind of fun to, you know, fill in the spaces a little bit, make it work. I think it looks okay. You can, of course, go through and play with that and adjust that if you want. But let's take a couple of examples and let me just show you what's actually possible with something like this. So if you're going to mail to approximately 2,500 addresses, you're looking at Got Print's retail mailing service, you're looking at about $1,500. So if you put each of these business cards on here for $149 a piece, your gross profit's going to be $3,278, and your total profit margin, you're looking at $1,778 for this example. Now, these are just numbers. This is not exactly how this is going to work out, but it gives you an idea of approximately where you're going to hit. And interestingly enough, I just added $50. If you were to do a 5,000 mailing, I added $50 and we actually come out with the exact same profit number on this one. So that was kind of funny to me, but it gives you just kind of an idea that if you were to do a postcard where you had all the same sizes, and of course you could adjust this if you wanted to. I mean, you could go so far as, I'm going to grab this right here. If you have, you know, some business cards that you could scan into your computer or get a good quality photo of, that would be one way you could just drop business cards into this. Or you could, you know, you could actually create a design. You could do something a little modified where it maybe has some of their business card information, but also has a QR code on there. And you know, there's different ways that you could go about doing this. The easiest way to do it would be literally sell it as, hey, would you like your business card to go out on a mailer, and have them send you a business card in the mail, or go grab one. You know, if it's just a local business, obviously go grab it from the business, get a business card from them, and you could literally scan those in and just add business cards. So that would be one way to do this. And, you know, you've got both sides. You're going to be able to get a total of 22 businesses on here. So you can kind of centralize that cost. Everybody's paying the exact same fee. Of course, if I were doing this, I would definitely use one of these spots for my own business to promote the postcard. Or, you know, if there's something else you do on the side, a little side gig, you could add something in like that. So it gives you a way to not only make some money, but to use this to promote some of your own stuff essentially for free. So this is one idea, but I wanted to take this a step further, and I actually saw a postcard, not quite like this, but I saw a postcard that just had, so you can see these are just squares, and this is a total of 44. So you could actually work with 44 businesses on this one. But this would be if you dropped in a QR code. So I'm gonna actually just do a quick search for, just to show you what this might look like. So if we had a QR code, let's get an actual image. Hang on a second. Let's go to photos maybe. This is gonna be perfect, but it'll give you the idea. So like if we dropped, I'll go ahead and crop this a little bit so that we can just kind of see that as a QR code. So you get the idea. But if you were to drop in just QR codes on this and have just a page of QR codes and have every business do a QR code, you could use a service like hovercode.com or recommend that to the businesses so they can track their QR codes, and everybody could make something unique. You could encourage them to make something a little bit unique, make sure, tell them, change the look of it, make it look different than everybody else's QR code. Don't just do like the standard square that we see all too often. But imagine if you had a postcard with just nothing but QR codes. There's nothing else. I know for me personally, I would be super curious and I would be scanning every single one of them just to see what it was. And so something like this, because you have more businesses that are participating, because of that, you can lower the cost a lot. So I just did an example here. If you did a 2,500 mailing and you charge $79 for everybody to have a QR code on the postcard, you're gonna make just shy of $2,000. If you bumped it up to $99 to do a 5,000 mailing, so you're literally doubling the mailing, doubling the cost, you're gonna walk away with a little, right around $1,700. So this is another great way to get a lot more businesses to participate. You're able to bring the costs down for each business, so they're not spending as much money on the ad, and it's a lot less riskier to them for that reason. But I think this is a brilliant idea, and so I thought this would be a fun one to add and include with my standard 9x12 postcard template that I've created for GotPrint. This is just another way to be able to reach more businesses, to help more businesses, and again, to just bring those costs down. So you're hopefully helping to remove that barrier even more. And again, to have something like that has just either a business card on there or to have the QR codes, I think both of these ideas are definitely worth a test run. But this might be an easier way to actually find clients, because it's a lot easier if you're going to businesses and saying, hey, I'm going to do a mailing, like start with 2,500, do a smaller mailing and just say, hey, I'm going to do this mailing. I want to throw a QR code on that sends people straight to your website or sends people to an offer or a coupon or whatever it is that they want to do. You kind of coach them through that. And then if you're able to tell them, hey, this is only going to cost you $80 to do this, they're going to be like, dang, that's like really, really cheap. And I mean, I just think it's going to be a much easier sell. And again, with the QR codes, you have that massive curiosity. And like I said, I actually got a postcard in the mail one time. It was from a real estate agent. And I actually knew that before I even scanned anything. But the reason that I knew it was from a real estate agent was because at the very bottom, they had to have their little disclaimer information. And so I'm familiar with that, and I knew it was a real estate card. But it had just QR codes all over, just like scattered around. And so like on this template, just another thing that you could do, you could totally, if you wanted to like turn some of these or, do these at different angles, they don't have to be all lined up. That's just how I set this template up. But you could totally have stuff, like that and just kind of randomly place them on the card so they look kind of funky. It's totally up to you to play around with that and what you decide that you want to do. But again, I just thought this was a kind of a creative idea to kind of hack this 9x12 postcard concept a little bit. Do something that's a little bit more fun, a little bit more unique, because in marketing, I think right now unique is one of the big things that really can make a difference. But again, I just thought this would be a creative thing to do, something that's a little bit unique, a little different. And of course, being creative with marketing is a great way to stand out and be more effective with your marketing. So just kind of a fun idea, or a couple fun ideas here that you might try if you're planning to do the 9x12 postcard, or if you're already doing that, maybe something else to throw into the mix and try with your clients. And on that note, I did actually talk to a friend of mine who runs a business, and I shared the idea, and he like stopped me mid-sentence and he's like, Are you gonna do that? I want to be on. Like, I didn't even have to sell him on it. He thought it was a cool idea, and like for the money, it was a no-brainer to him. So this may be something that I try down the road, but I definitely wanted to share this and let you have the opportunity to try it if you're interested. And if you want to grab my templates, there's a link in the description below this video where you can get access to those, and it'll just help to shortcut the process and give you something a little easier to get started with your own designs. So I hope this video was informative and helpful. And again, if it was, be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and keep an eye out for more stuff. I am trying to put more content out as often as I can. But yeah, that's all I have for you today. So take care, and we'll see you next time.